Hello, this is 10th standard CBSE syllabus geography lesson. The first lesson, resource and development. The definition of resource: everything available in the environment which can be used to satisfy our needs. So how can it satisfy our needs? When it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable. Technologically accessible, that means the resource, we should be in a position to, the country should be in a position to explore the resource, take out the minerals. Economically feasible, the technology should be affordable by the country, by the government. So that is what economically feasible, should be in a position to spend the required amount or the investment or capital on taking out the minerals, or that is the resource. Then culturally acceptable, that should suit the lifestyle of the people. So this is what meant by resource. So in the triangle you find, in the center you find human beings, and physical environment on one corner, then institution the other, and the third one you find technology. So this shows the interrelationship between nature, technology and institutions. So what is that? So humans depend on resources. So how can he take the resources? When it is available in the nature, and it should be explored, it should be brought out, it should be studied. We should know what is the mineral available in that, how is that resource going to be useful for us. To study that, we need the institutions, that is research centers we need. So you need technological people there, then you need government to spend on that and do. So all this, the government, research center, all this come under institutions. Then you should have technology. So these are all interdependent. Interdependent relationship between nature, technology and institution. So the human beings interact with the nature through technology and create institutions to accelerate economic development. So why do we need to get those resources? Because only then we can promote our economy. So the industry, more industries can come up. You can promote the agricultural production. So for all these contribute for economic development. So the resources are important, and the resources have to be explored. Now next, we'll see what is the classification of resource. So we have seen that resources are free gifts of nature because it is available in nature. That is why it is called natural resources. And resources are a function of human activities. The people transfer the resources into finished products, and we use them. So the resources can be classified on the basis of first one, origin. So that is biotic and abiotic, with life and without life. So you find with life you find trees, plants, livestock, etc. Abiotic you find non-living things, rocks, metals, minerals, all this. Not minerals, rocks, metals, you find examples of abiotic. The next, exhaustibility. What is that? Whether it can be renewed or it cannot be renewed. That is what renewable, non-renewable. Renewable resources can be renewed and reproduced by physical, chemical and mechanical process. For example, solar energy, we keep getting it. So though you may generate electricity from solar, but still you keep getting the solar power. Then water you take electricity from that, but still you get the water continuously, forest life. These are all renewable resources. And non-renewable resources, they occur over a long geological, that means they take longer time to generate. Minerals and fossils are examples of resources. They take millions of years to form. And some of the resources like metals are recyclable. And some fossil fuels cannot be recycled, they get exhausted with their use. So that is what non-renewable. The next one, on the basis of ownership. Individual, any person can own the resources. So for example, we own a house, we own cultivable land or any land. So the single person is the owner of the resource. That is what individual resource. And you find community. You find ponds, then playground. These are all the property belong to community for the benefit of the entire society. So that is what meant by community. So that is a community owned property, resources. The next, you have national resources. National resources, you find the government owns the resources. So country has legal powers to acquire private property for public good. For example, extension of roads or taking land for making the road wider, 4 lanes road. You have come across all this. Then extension of airport or extending railway lines. So the government can take up the private lands for public good. So roads, canals are constructed on the fields owned by some individuals. Urban development authorities get empowered by the government to acquire land. So that's an agency appointed by the government to take over the land from the individuals. And minerals, water resources, forests within the political boundaries and oceanic area up to 12 nautical miles from the coast termed as territorial water. And resources therein belong to the nation. That means we have got boundary even in the oceans. So within that boundary line, you can do fishing. Indian fishermen can do fishing within the boundary line along the Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. So that is what meant by national resources. Then international resources, there are international institutions which regulate some resources. That is, they give the rules and regulations to use the resources. The oceanic resources beyond 200 nautical miles of the exclusive economic zone belong to open ocean, and no individual country can utilize this without the concurrence of international institutions. For example, oil resources, you find digging oil, that comes under exclusive economic zone. So it should be with the consent of international institutions. So there are rules and regulations to share that, who can use that, which countries can use the resources from that particular place. So that is laid, the rule is laid by the international institution. So India got the right to mine manganese nodules from the bed of Indian Ocean from the area which lies beyond the exclusive economic zone. So the international permission is given. So you can, then that country is legally allowed to explore the resource. The next one, on the basis of development. Potential resource. Resources are there, but they have not yet been used. They have not yet been explored. So you find there are lots of resources in western parts of India, Rajasthan and Gujarat, especially for wind energy and solar energy. But due to lack of technology and capital, they have not yet been developed properly. That is, we have it is available, but it is not used due to, it can be due to any reason. But here the big why we are not able to use so much of solar energy